How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Mullen Automotive. Yes, I've been getting a lot of requests around this particular stock, and I want to make sure you guys have some sort of a game plan for this coming week. It is very volatile, but I do see a lot of upside. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch its full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis from Mullen Automotive. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $1.35, being up 26.17%. On the low, it tested 94 cents, and then on the high, testing $1.50. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you could see we traded at 251.513 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 255.039 million shares. So you can see we're pretty close to the average volume, and we also did see some strength on the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it's at 45.91. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day. But as you can see here, we closed just above the 21-day EMA at 135, and it is at 134. So easily, this stock needs to be back on the watch list. We know it did have a run-up previously and end up having some selling pressure, but knowing that it is hanging on a support level and we have price action right above the 21-day EMA, where I'd want to see a move for this coming week is at least $2, and then seeing if we could reach the 50-day around $2.61. Another thing I want to bring to your attention as we look closer at this chart, you can see we formed some support here right at 57 cents. Then we have a higher support level here right at 74 cents. And now we want to look to see if we could hold up the support level right here at $1. The low of the day was at 94 cents. So we want to see $1 continue to hold. And if it could continue to hold and we have this above average volume coming into the stock, this is where we can look forward to seeing it make that move going to $2 plus. So this is the play I would definitely keep on the watch list. But as far as weakness is concerned, if it ends up breaking through this $1 level and also breaks through this 80-cent level, then that's when I'd say it would start looking weak. But for the most part, let's see if it could hold up this $1 level and make that move to the upside. Now let's take a look at the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Mullen. So as we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings here, as far as for new positions, we have to go back in regards to February, but we'll just take a look at the most recent towards the end. So we have C2C Wealth Management LLC that purchased 19,774 shares, and we also have Simplex Trading LLC that purchased 7,117 shares. So as we scroll back up, what I want to show you guys as far as the graph for institutional ownership, we could see institutions have been loading up quite a bit in March than compared to February. So this is something we're going to continue to keep an eye on. Then when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 33.15%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 54.09 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 4.2 million, updated 10 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 7.22%. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of March the 10th, it was at 32.92. And then then for the close of the 11th, which was the Friday that just passed, being at 33.15. So one thing that is very clear, Mullen does continue to have short squeeze potential. The criteria we normally look for is 21% or higher, and since it stands at 33.15, you need to keep this play on your watch list. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for MULN. So we see on the inflow it's at 75.98, and then on the outflow it's at 64.90. So we ended up having an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 17.36. On the medium, it was 46.59, and then on the small, it was 12.03. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 16.77, and then on the medium, it was 39.25, and then on the small, it was 8.88. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for March 11th, for the Friday that passed, we had an inflow of 0.59 million. But for the past 4 trading days prior, you could see it was mainly outflows. Taking a look at the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 719.80%. No surprises at all, because this is a penny stock and it's trading at very high volume, which we talked about inside of the technicals. So when you have all this buying volume coming into the play, you're going to be seeing some strength. So that's what we want to look for this coming week. So we'll go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well, especially in regards to price levels. So let's get into it. So for my final thoughts for MULN, aka Mullen Automotive, let's talk about some price levels, but I'm going to talk about some technicals first. As far as support, we've seen that it was proven at 52 cents. And then for the next level of support we've been able to hold up is right at 78 cents. And now the next level of support, which we formed on the Friday, being at $1, even though it did get to a low of 94 cents. So from what I'm seeing, this stock can make a potential move to $2 for the coming week. But also understand, if we have a lot of buying volume coming in, it can go above $2. But what I'm saying is you want to have a strategy. Make sure you have an appropriate stop loss depending on what your entry is going to be. This is going to be different for every individual. But we do know on the Friday what you want to see. You want to see Mullen actually get above $1.50. If Mullen is able to have some price action above $1.50 and hold support, that's why I'm saying this stock can go to $2 fairly quickly. So this is why you want to make sure that you have an exit strategy. The last thing that you want to do is sit down and watch the stock just waiting for something to happen. This is the wrong way to go about doing things. But one thing that we do know, as far as for the 52-week high, it is around $15.90. So this could potentially have a lot of upside. Will it go back to this particular level? We don't know. But one thing that is very clear though, we do have a lot of demand inside of the market, and it's part of the reasons why you want to keep this play on your watch list. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, we could see institutions have been loading up on shares, and they've been doing quite a bit recently as of late. So this is very interesting, and this is why this play becomes even more attractive. And then when we took a look at the short interest information, it also does have short squeeze potential. The criteria we normally look for is 21% or higher, and it is in the 30% range. So knowing that, this is why for traders, I can see a lot of opportunities, and it's part of the reasons why the turnover ratio was so high and the volume of trading was very high, especially when you see a lot of stocks inside of the market that are pulling back, and then you see this penny stock over here that is moving up. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to grab the attention of traders, more wanting to get into this play. So if you are a long-term investor, or if you're looking to swing this play for the medium term, I could see an opportunity here because it is fairly close to the 52-week low. So again, do your homework, do your due diligence, and find out if this play is right for you. This is very important. I don't want you just to go watch my video and say, well, you know what, come Monday, I'm going to be buying this stock. That is the wrong way to go about doing that. You need to be doing a lot more research. Plus, we do have a volatile week that is coming up. We have the quad witching that's That's going to be on the Friday. And then also we have the Fed meeting that's going to be going down over Wednesday and as well as for Thursday. And this is in regards to how much they're going to be hiking up interest rates. I'm expecting for it to not to go past 0.25, but it could go higher. We don't know, but I'm not seeing it go that route, but I could be wrong. But just knowing this can have an impact on the market, and you want to make sure that you're prepared for that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's see how Mullen performs for this coming week. We'll talk real soon.